Right, all right. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so let me once again welcome each and everybody. Welcome everyone here. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. And greetings from Tanzania. I understand we've got amazing leaders here from different parts of the world. So, warm welcome, everybody. And we're going to go straight to our training. And let me tell you about this person that is going to talk to us this evening. I know she needs no introduction. I know that. And I know each and every one of you probably knows her story and uses her story also, even in building your business. She definitely needs no introduction. But I'm going to introduce and I'm going to tell you why. Why it is so important for you to make sure that you listen to her closely this evening. You listen to her attentively this evening. Let me tell you something. Most of the times when we grow in business, we sometimes get to a point whereby we we look at the things that we want to achieve and they seem far. And it's very easy to kind of lose that aggressiveness towards your goal. It's very easy. Now, the person that we're gonna learn from this evening, she has been smashing over and over and over again the forever incentives. And that confirms that she's not just building the business, no. She's going through the ups and the downs and she's still there. If you see anybody smashing forever incentives year in, year out, then just know that is someone that is actually going through it all and she has gone through it all. And when we speak about ego manager, she has experienced it all. She has experienced achieving ego manager. She has experienced being soaring ego manager for a number of years. And she has also experienced not achieving ego manager. So maybe you're here listening and you feel like, okay, perhaps ego manager is only for certain people. No, ego manager is for each and every one of us. And this amazing leader that is going to speak with us tonight, she's one person that you will all agree with me. Super energetic, always focused, always smiling, never giving up. She's a big dreamer, always having amazingly big goals, and she's pushing for her goals always up until the last moment. She does not understand what giving up is. And that character, that strength, that mindset has helped her to build a massive, massive sapphire business. And I am so excited to bring to you our main speaker and our main trainer, our keynote trainer this evening, our one and only Diamond Lady, Sapphire Manager, Senior Ego Manager. Massive, massive congrats. Let's give enough fire to Blandina. Warm, warm welcome, Blandina.
Wow, wow, wow. What an honor. Thank you so much, Enos, for having me. And for the first time, I'm hearing from you without seeing your face. You're always on your camera is always on. And I know for sure it's for some reason that you are not, we don't see your face today. So thank you so much for the warm welcome.
I'll
Thank you
make
so
sure
much.
my, I'll make sure my face is seen before the end of the meeting.
Thank you so much, Enos. Thank you so much, everybody, for the warm welcome, for the fire emojis. And it's such a great honor and privilege to speak to you this evening. I know we have some leaders across Africa, Tanzania. I know we have leaders from, I've seen some leaders from Nigeria. We have leaders from southern part of Africa. And I would like to take this honor to thank you so much for connecting. And I believe that we are going to have an amazing evening. But I also want you to take a second to invite each and everyone that you know is supposed to be in this Zoom. I know there are quite a number of people. Maybe you have your managers, you have your great leaders that you wish them to join us in this Zoom this evening. I want you to take a moment to make sure that you invite each and everyone that is supposed to be here. So once again, Enos have said so much about me. She spoke very well. And I also want to thank him so much for giving me this honor to be the speaker today, since it's the very first ego manager training that we are going to have for the year 2025, 2026 ego manager incentive. So for you being here, as Eno said, it's already a proof that you are going to be an ego manager 2025, 2026. So I don't want to waste much time. I want to go straight to my training this evening. And I would like to, my topic for today is the power of making an ego manager your goal. The power of making ego manager your goal. So if you're taking notes, if you're writing, you have your iPad with you, you have your notepad with you, or whatever you're going to put, I want you to write this as your title: the power of making ego manager your goal. And it's not only for this year, I know it's even for the years above, because you can also make it a goal to qualify for ego manager year in, year out. You just have to decide to decide. That's only what you need to do. You need to decide to decide. So for those of you who don't know me, said my name, Blandina Njau, and I've been building my forever business for 15 years. So I've been through my ups, I've been through my downs, I've experienced so many seasons in my business. But I thank God that one thing that has remained always is my focus. So I want to turn off my video so that I can be able to, my internet can be fully, so that you may be able to get each and everything, so you don't miss anything. And as I said, my journey with Forever has been a very long journey. I've been an ego manager before. I've been up and down. Of course, I'll be sharing my story as alongside as I move with my presentation. You'll get to know who I am and my ups and downs. But my journey with Forever has been nothing short of transformative. I've walked it through the highs, I've walked it through the victories, the valleys, but through it all, as I said before, one thing that has remained is my focus. Can you imagine? I've once qualified for an ego manager, so not even an ego manager, ego soaring manager, 5 years consecutive, qualifying for ego soaring manager 5 years consecutive. And then it happened for some years. I missed it a couple of times. I missed it in a number of years. And until this year, that's the Ego Manager Incentive 2024-2025, that I made it as an Ego Senior Manager. And I want to tell you this evening, if it is evening, it's morning, wherever you are, that imagine this is my first time that I'm qualifying for an Ego Senior Manager. But I wear this title with pride and honor. Some people might say that this is a set down, but for me, this is a powerful comeback, my brothers and sisters. Why am I saying this? And because the first time I'm qualifying for Ego Senior, because all the times that I qualified for Ego Incentive was an Ego Soaring Manager. So this is the first time I'm going for Ego Senior. But as I said, I carry it with pride. So in the words of Jim Rohn, the greatest philosopher, unfortunately is the late, he once said that after recessions comes progression, and not to think so is naive. So whoever who is here, you are thinking of restarting, you have ever fallen down, you have ever paused, you have ever felt stuck, not only in business, it can be in any other area of life. It can be in a relationship, it can be in marriage, or whatever it is. But here we are speaking about business. Your comeback can be greater than your setback. So I want you to keep the focus. I want you to keep the faith. And I can go back to my best book. My best book is the Bible, and I can say it very proudly that the verse that has always kept me going is from the book of Job, verse 14:7, which says, "There is hope for a tree. If it is cut down, it shall grow again, and its roots shall never fail." So this verse has carried me through all these seasons, the seasons of loss, the season of starting again, the seasons of coming back. And I want you to believe that Maybe you have qualified for an ego manager before and you never qualified again. Or maybe you are restarting. Or maybe you are a brand new ego manager. You are a brand new manager. You are looking forward to go for ego manager this year. I want you to tell you that it is possible. It is absolutely possible. What you need, you just need to have the faith. You just need to have the belief that you can also do it. So as I said, I've been an ego soaring manager many times, and this was Costa Navarino, Greece, where I also went with my family, and there are so many people also in my team qualified. About 15 ego managers in the team qualified for ego manager. So if you're here today, I want to give you altitudes. What do you need to do for you to be an ego? What do you need to have that altitude of an ego? I want you to know that egos lead with vision. So you need to have you need to have a leading mentality, because we say you can lead if you are she or he, you a leader. An ego always leads. So if you're here, I want to tell everybody who is here, everybody that is listening to me this evening, that I need you to know that you can design, not just you can design your future the way you want. You can create your future the way you want, and you are born to shine. You are not just born to exist. You are born to be a leader, and we are all born leaders. You need to know that you can design. You are born to lead by design. You are born to change lives. You are just an agent of change. You can also influence others. And when I speak about influencing, I don't speak about the superstars we see on social media. I'm speaking about the ability to be able to influence others to make wise decisions about their finances. It can be wise decisions about starting their business. It can be leading others to be able to build their businesses, to be able to qualify for incentives, cutters of ego manager. So I'm speaking about a leader who is born to lead, a leader who is born as an agent of change, a leader who is designed to influence other people. That's who I'm talking about. So you are a leader, but also I'm speaking about a leader who is also building with purpose, because as a leader, you are also created to build. And we all have physical hands. As much as I know, everybody who has joined this evening, you have physical hands. But even if you don't have physical hands, you also have those, we call it mental hands, where you can be able to design, where you can be able to create, where you can be able to nurture. And when I speak about nurturing, I mean nurturing what? You are nurturing your business. You are nurturing your goals. You are nurturing families. You are also nurturing dreams. So you are able to create as a leader. You are building. You are helping other people to live and achieve their dreams. But also another last one is you are rising with strength. And this is very important. And this is my main key point this evening, that whatever life throws you, you have the capacity to bounce back. So wiser and maybe stronger than you were before. So whether you'll agree with me or not, at some point in our lives will always disappoint us. Sometimes life can even devastate us. Sometimes we are planning and dreaming big and things do not happen as they are. But you need to know this either in your forever business, either in life, either in working towards your ego manager journey. Along the way, you'll meet some disappointment, but you need to know that with all what is going to happen in my business or in my life, I need to have the capacity of coming back stronger and wiser than I was before. So, in a nutshell, to sum all these things together, ladies and gentlemen, to lead, to build, and to rise. When we speak about leading, we are speaking about influencing, be able to show others, to impact others in a positive way, so that they can make wise decisions. But when we speak about building, we are speaking about creating. We are nurturing business, we are nurturing goals and dreams as well. And the last is we are rising. And when we speak about rising, is your setback. Your setback is not a setup for a comeback. it's not a final destination. I repeat, your setback is not your setup. It's a comeback. And it even if a setback, you experience a setback, it shall never be a final destination. And this is what I told myself when I missed Ego Manager a couple of times. I said, yes, this is my setback, but it can never be my final destination. I'll keep dreaming, I'll keep focusing until I'm going to make it in my forever journey. So in my Ego Manager journey. So I want to see in the chat, guys, if we are together. Am I making sense? Are we guys together? Let me see in the chat. Are we guys together? Are we guys together, or I'm alone this evening? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. So I see all of you. I see that we are together, and I have some breaking news. Can I hear your oh yes? I want you to go in the chat and let me hear your oh yes if you are ready for breaking news. I have some breaking news, guys. Get ready. I have some. Oh, thank you so much for all the oh yes, thank you so much. So the breaking news. What is the breaking news? The breaking news is that we can all be ego managers. We can all be ego managers. 2025, 2026 is possible. It's possible. It's just like we have been given an empty check. It is empty for everybody, for all the top leaders in the world, for you and me. It's an empty check. What do I mean? Because the ego manager has just started. So it's a breaking news that we can all be ego managers this year. And I want you to believe, even if when you go to bed today, I want you to go and sleep, knowing that you can be an ego manager 2025, 2026. And we are going to celebrate. We are going to be together in Sun City. I qualified for my first trip for ego manager in, I think it was 2014. We went to Sardinia, Italy. And for sure, we had an amazing time. We enjoyed... we went for a cruise. It was such an amazing time in Italy. And I remember I promised myself that I will never miss Ego Manager again. But I said before, as life can also be ups and downs, so it happens. But I truly believe next year, October 2026, we are going to be together in Sun City. I've been to Sun City once. And I remember we went for an African rally. By then we had an African rally. We didn't have a global rally. I don't remember very well. It was something like an African thing. And when we went to Sun City, I'm telling you, it was mind-blowing. So I believe that you'll also join me in Sun City, and keep the dates, save the dates, because we are definitely going to be there. So as I said, whether you think, Henry Ford kept it very correct, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So for those of you here, you need to, all of us, I know we are leaders. Even if you have came in, you are not a leader, I know you are here for a reason. It is God incident that you connected in this Zoom call this evening. And this is simply because God is preparing you to be an ego manager. So you need to start with a decision of being prepared to take what it takes. I want you to start with a decision of being prepared to do what it takes. You know, so many times you want to be ego managers, but we don't want to do what it takes. So your motto should be, I'm prepared to do what it takes. Your motto should be, I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to be an ego manager. They say, there's a proverb which says, if wishes were horses, even beggars will ride. So I don't want you to wish. I want you to say that I'm going to be an ego manager. And I don't want you to start with, I don't want to miss ego manager. I want you to say that I'm going to be an ego manager. Don't say I don't want to miss. Say I'm gonna be an ego manager 2026. So you need to have that mentality of saying whatever it takes that this year, no matter what life is going to throw to me, I'm going to do it. So I want you to remove that hobby mentality. Jen Leach kept it very clear. She always say that you need to remove the hobby mentality. You know what a hobby's mentality? You are saying, let's see if it works. Well, this ego manager, 2025, 2026, let me see if it works. So sometimes maybe you don't believe in yourself. Some people can say, I'll give it a try. Let me give it a try and see if it works. Some people will say, let's see what happens. I'm going to see, maybe it will happen, maybe not. So all these are hobby mentality. You need to have that business mentality. You need to have that mentality of entrepreneurs. Eric Wo always kept it that, always keeps it that you need to have entrepreneurship mindset. Entrepreneurship mindset is a mindset where you are saying, I'm gonna do whatever it takes for me to achieve whatever that I'm going to achieve, whatever that I want to achieve. I will take time. Maybe let me take my time. I know Ego Manager is still 11 months away. So let me take my time and see if I'll make it. So we need to remove all this. In your mind, you need to have the mentality of I can, I will, I must. Failure is not an option, and I'll do whatever it takes to be an ego manager. So you need to say, how can I do it? How am I going to do it? Because always remember, you have your why. They always say when the why is strong, the how does not matter. So how can you do it? You already have your why in your mind. You are thinking of how are you going to achieve it. So I will explain why do you need to go for ego manager very fast. So ego manager will teach us to sponsor new people into the business consistently. And all of us, we need to understand that consistent is the key. I quote a wise person once said, if only people understood that how important it is to be consistent in life, everything that is important in life, it was all about consistent. Ego manager, building a successful business, having a fit body, having a successful marriage, having good relationships, is all about consistency. So ego manager will teach us to sponsor people in, day out. And for me, my principle is at least minimum of 2 people every month. At least you should have your non-negotiable goal. It can be 3 people, it can be 4 people, it can be a minimum of 2 people, but whatever is going to be, it will teach you consistent, and you're going to do month in, month out. But it will also help you to develop habits, positive habits that will create a long-lasting business. And we are speaking about a business that can create generation wealth, a business that you can be able to live not only for your next generation, for the other generation and other generation. It will require you to have amazing habits. The habits of sponsoring, I'll speak about them as I move along with my presentation. If your habits don't change, you won't have a new year. You'll just have another year. And they say it correct. You know, we have just started. For us, with Ego Manager Incentive, is completely a brand new year. So we are just in the 2nd month of Ego Manager. So if your habits are going to remain the same, we will definitely going to have just a year, not a brand new year. So it all starts with our habits. The moment you wake up in the morning to the time when you are going to sleep, what are the new habits that you are going to embrace for that so that you can have an amazing year? So they say you'll never change your life. As I said, you'll never change your life unless you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found on your daily routine. So I want you to take a moment to examine your daily routine. How was your day? Have you had an amazing day? Have you met new people to share the opportunity? And what about the products? So you need to keep in touch that if you see all the top leaders, if you see all the top earners across the globe, there must be something they do on daily basis. Absolutely. I want you to follow all the key people you know, all the key leaders you know. There must be something they do day in, day out. So back to, it also helps us to develop new leaders within our team. Because remember, you are bringing in new supervisors, and the company kept Ego Manager purposely because they kept Ego Manager and the incentive and the qualification of bringing new supervisors because they want us to recruit, they want us to have new business, they want us to have new leaders. So when you're embracing this journey of ego manager, you know exactly that you're going to have new leaders in business. And when you have new leaders in business, definitely your business is going to take momentum. It helps to create a stable business, as I said earlier. You know, they say that most of the ego managers, most of the people that qualify for ego manager, they build a stepping step to going for chairman's bonus qualifier. And research shows that over 35% of people who qualify for ego manager, they also qualify for chairman's bonus. Over 35%. These are the research were done by Forever Management, and maybe Enos will correct me if I'm wrong. So it's a stepping stone to chairman's bonus as well. It is the bridge for you building your chairman's bonus. And I know that we all will like to pick our checks one day. So if you're looking forward to pick your check one day, you also need to start with qualifying for ego manager. It's the reward. For me, I always say that it's not only about qualifying for ego manager. The reward is for you to, the rewards you are going to get when you are building your business along the way. And they always say that you need to enjoy the journey as much as the destination. So when you're building your business, I'm quite sure that there are so many benefits that you're going to get. Maybe money, you will make some serious money. You will build an amazing team. You will build an impact, because we always say it is impact first and then the money will follow. You will definitely travel the world. And for me, this is the icing on the cake. You know, a wise person once kept it very correct that the best places in the world are found between the pages of your passport. And somebody said the world is like a book, and those who do not travel read only a page. So you need to ask yourself, maybe there are some things that you won't be able to get them here in your country. You won't be able to get them in Tanzania, in South Africa, in Namibia. You need to go out and see the world. You need to those adventures, experience, exposures. You might not be able to get them in your country. You need to go out. So I'll go very quickly just to remind you the qualifications for ego manager. For the sake of you who are here for the first time, maybe you're a brand new manager, maybe you're working towards your ego manager, you are still new. I'll go very fast. You can screenshot this, you can write it, but because of time, I'll go fast. So incentives, it has started. We are in the second month, the second week of Ego Manager, the second week of the second month of Ego Manager, and up to 30th of 2026, you must be a manager first. Then CC will start to count after you achieving manager. So if you are here and you are not yet manager, if you are here and you're manager, you have some people in your team that are still supervisors, they are still assistant managers, looking forward to go for ego manager. We need to work with these people very close, because ego manager is calling their names. You need to generate 720 CC, and this is global family and friends. Forever wishes the best for us. Prior that, when Ego Manager Incentive started, I remember very well, it was 720 within your region. And when we say Forever wants the best for us, now they said, no, you can cross borders. You can do 720 across the globe. So 100 must be new CCs. You must develop 3 new supervisors. And now we all know that supervisors has become just like a piece of cake. When we started this session, Enos, our leader, recognizes those people who have developed at least one supervisor. And we have people inside this Zoom call that have already developed supervisors. I've met somebody at TikTok in South Africa who has developed the 3 supervisors already, new supervisors, last month. What does it tell us? It shows that it is possible. If others can do it in 1 month, we can do it in 12 months. So you are able to develop 3 new supervisors. You must be, of course, 4cc and 12cc active month in, month out. So we go back to the system and the structure, because as in for me, I truly believe in system. I truly believe in structure. I truly believe in in what duplicates, because Randy Gage kept it very correct. Every time when you are building your business, every time when you are coming out with a new strategy, you are thinking of something to do, you need to ask, will it work? You don't need to ask if you don't need to ask if it will work. You need to ask if it duplicates. So he say that do not ask if it works, ask if it duplicates. That's the key. So what is the structure? What's the system? And what am I going to do for me to develop 720 cc's? Or how can I help my manager to develop 720 cc's? So as I said, that if you can do it, because as a leader, you don't need to tell people to do, you need to show them. You need to lead by example, because leadership starts with self-leadership. So you need to do it, and you also need to coach and teach others to do the same. So in Tanzania, of course, I remember last year when I was in South Africa also, they introduced the 5cc and the power of doing 5cc. In our country, we don't settle for 4cc. We have added extra, the 5cc. And I can say this will also help you to grow your business. Why is 5cc important? Because it is different. It is special. It is achievement. It is also the basic. And I want you to remember, because 5cc, when people do 5cc, they are recognized. And most people don't get recognitions at work. Maybe in their careers, they don't get recognition as much as they are supposed. Maybe in their relationship, in their marriage, people don't get being recognized. So when people do 5cc, we need to recognize them. As the country sales manager, recognize these people, but you also need to do on a team base. If you have your group of non-managers or whatever it is, you need to be able to recognize these people, because doing 5cc is a big deal. So is one step above the average. That's why we recommend people to do 5cc. Is one step above average, and we recognize them, as I said earlier. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal for somebody to do 4cc, because it's extra. So we have done it in so many years in our country. It has worked. I know last year South Africa started to do it. So you do better than the average. And we need to encourage our forever business owners. Whoever is a new distributor, we need to sit down with them, telling them the 4cc is a basic. But you need to be to do above average, you need to do 5cc. And in our country, of course, we normally have incentive for 5cc. This month, we are going to one of the best 5-star hotel at Hayat to dine and wine in the presence of God with the 5cc's achiever. So you can see it's a big deal. And this will also help you if you promote this. You just don't announce it to your downlines. You need to promote it. You need to show them the importance of them building or doing their 5cc. And the most important thing, you can show them the 5cc, yes, they can retail, but it's very important to sponsor. And at least they should sponsor at least one person a month, because it will help them grow their business. I remember last month we had a masterclass, and our leader, Dr. Elizabeth, spoke very well, especially now with the 10cc supervisor. It's not about selling all those 10cc for you to become a supervisor, but you can also show them how they can sponsor at least 2 people. I'm quoting, I'm saying what Dr. Elizabeth, my leader, said. At least you should have two branding new assistant supervisor, because for them, now people are going for supervisor. Then what next? If they don't have a structure in place for them to think of an assistant manager, to think of a manager, to think of an ego manager, it's going to be nonsense. So it's very important, as you show people to do their 5cc active, you also embrace the power of sponsoring at least 2cc, one assistant supervisor. If they can do better, they can even do 5. They can even do two assistant supervisors. That's going to be 4cc of sponsoring, which is actually the best. So we need to keep it very simple. And before I go there, I also want to tell you the power of planning. You know, the key is to plan. Maybe I'll speak about it later. But we need to keep it very simple, very, very simple. Because I remember Jen Lynch when we used to go to the UK to learn from our top leader, Jen Lynch. And she says that it's a monkey see, monkey do business. Monkey see, monkey do. So we need to keep it very simple. Actually, we all know that it's all about using the products. I know all of you here, we all know this thing, but we are reminding each other. We are also emphasizing these things into our team members. So how do you get to 5cc every month? As I said, I love to keep it very simple. And I don't overthink. You don't also need to overthink. When a downline is coming up with an activity, whether it's a product launch, it's an office product launch, it's a home product launch, just do it. Don't overthink, because sometimes we overthink until we paralyze and we don't even end up doing it. So when you get something, just continue, go ahead and do it. So we use the products, and this is very basic. I need to emphasize, to underpin this within my team. Using product is the foundation of this business. You create a community. You can create a community of people who are using this product. It can be a Facebook. It can be WhatsApp community where I'm promoting my skincare products. I'm promoting my weight management products, men health packages, women health packages. But it's a community of people because, people love to get to see results of other people, to see testimony of other people, encouraging each other. So all this is very important, and we also need to remind our teams to use the product, because sometimes we even our teams forget using the products. They sell the products, but they forget also to use. Another important thing, you also build a customer base of product fans. Okay, so you use, but then you also build a customer base. So are you speaking to people about these products? Are you speaking to people about these products? That's the question I want to ask you. Do you post results of other people who are also getting results? Do you message people asking them to take a look of our products? Are you prospecting people? Because prospecting is not only for people who wants to join the business. You can also prospect people to show their products. And prospecting is reaching out to people. It's not convincing. Some people think it's convincing. It's reaching out. So you are showing the product and see who is open. If they are open-minded enough and they are ready, you can give them information, asking them for referrals. Maybe they will want also to introduce the product to their sister, their husband, their wives, their children, their grandparents. Your experience is one of the best tools when sharing these products. I want you also to have an experience. Maybe you don't have an experience yet, but you can take the experience of other people. You can use your story, because your story is a key tool. And we always say that do not become a tool, but you need to use tools. And your experience and your story, the best tool ever. So we need to share experiences of other people. We need to make a follow-up, because they keep it very clear that the future is into follow-up. So we need to do follow-up as well. We need to get new customer, because if you are building a business, you need to be able to get customers maybe every week or every day if possible. You need to create curiosity. Don't talk about the product. Don't talk about what the product is, but talk about what the product does. That's the most important thing, because I've seen people sometimes, aloe vera gel, it has an amino acid, it has 12, I don't know what compounds. But it's very important for you to talk about what the product does, because it's important for you to bear in mind that fact tells and story sells. So you need to keep that in mind. Guys, am I communicating? Before I move forward, I want to see in the chat if I am communicating. Are we guys together? Wow. Thank you so much. I see your comments. Thank you so very much. Let's keep moving. But as we move forward, I want to ask you a question. As you are building your team, I remember there's a lady who asked this question, is an ego manager, but I'll also repeat this question. I want you to ask yourself that What are the qualities that you will want the people that are joining your business to have? What are these qualities? Maybe one quality, maybe just one quality that you want the people who are joining your business to have. I want you to write it in the chat. Okay, coachable, thank you so much. Positive attitude, thank you. Hungry, integrity, my quality, okay, thank you. Integrity, okay. Cooperative, thank you. So I see, and I love everything that you're writing there. Okay. Thank you so much. I love everything that you guys are writing there. Okay. So if you need to ask yourself, you all have some positive attitude, coachable, integrity, and all that. So if you want to be someone who attracts quality people, the key is to become a person of quality yourself. So before you go out and say, I want very positive people with very positive attitude. I want people with amazing work ethics. I want people with integrity. You need to become a person of that quality yourself. The quality of any quality that you wish your team members to have, you need to have it. You need to, as you said, commitment and all that, positive attitude, you also need to have it. Because leadership is not showing people, but is to lead people. It's not only like telling, do this, do this, do this. It's about leading by example. It's about showing the way. So it's not telling people what to do. It's showing people what it is done and how it is done. So you're also building a team as well, as I said. And after using the product, sharing the product, another important thing is you build a team. And when we build the team, you can come out with your own activities that you want to do. Your one-on-one, maybe those, we call them income generating activities. You have a number of activities that you are showing, you are doing on daily basis so that they can give you results. So you need to create curiosity. You need to show results. Sometimes you need to post results of other people achieving. You need to message people, asking them to take a look of this opportunity. You show behind the scene of your business. It's not about showing all the time that I'm traveling, but what are you doing behind the scene of your business? Maybe you're sharing the opportunity on a daily basis. So once in a while, you can take a picture and post in your page. You can post in your status, on your Instagram stories that this is what is happening behind the scene. I'm meeting people on a daily basis. These are my income generating activities, one-on-one, meeting people face-to-face and sharing with them the opportunity. So book for one-on-one. For me, I normally give myself a target. I like working from home, yes, but at least once in a while, I go to do my meetings in a restaurant. Why do I need to go to do my meetings in restaurant? Because I need to meet new people. When I'm sitting at a restaurant, yes, I'm doing my meeting. As I'm waiting for my prospect, I'm also prospecting. I'm doing my activities there while I'm also looking for new people who are walking in. So you need to set yourself, what are your a number, non-negotiable number of people that you are going to share the opportunity with. And you put yourself a target. With all these activities, tell me if you want to achieve ego manager. You are meeting people on daily basis, maybe 3 people a day, maybe 2 people a day, face-to-face conversation. Maybe you're going out, you're driving some miles, go there, sharing the opportunity. Yes, you can work from home, but you can also go out to restaurants and meet your prospect. While you are there, you can also prospect. So it's very important for you to keep in mind that I need to do non-income, I need to do income generating activities. Sorry, it's income generating activities. I'm doing these activities on daily basis. I'm meeting people. Maybe it's a product launch. I'm launching my product. Maybe I'm going out to meet my team members. So that's an important thing you need to put in mind. So along the way, you're also planning. And they say that he who fails to plan is planning to fail. So when you meet these people, some of them can be your new distributors. They can be here is where your new supervisors are coming in. So every time when you meet these new people, you are giving them your energy. You are giving them your fire. And sometimes you never know what is going on in their mind. Sometimes people have, even your managers, maybe some of them have said, let this year pass. I'm going to work for the next upcoming ego manager. Maybe it will be 2027. You never know what's in their mind. So when you meet them face to face, you are going to, you are going to introduce to them that energy. They are going to see the fire within you. You are going to remind them that they can also do it. You are going to give them the possibilities, to show them the possibility that it is possible and they can absolutely do it. So I was speaking about planning because they say in the words of Winston Churchill, he once said that he who fails to plan is planning to fail. So it's very important to plan with your people, even with your manager, meet them. As I say that these people need to tap your energy. You need an hour. It might be a 1 hour at a restaurant, drinking a coffee. That 1 hour can make a huge difference. We still have 10 months, 20 days left to achieve ego manager. And you never know. It can be a brand new supervisor who has achieved supervisor last month and can absolutely make a decision to go for ego manager. So everything is possible. I want also to refer again into my best book, the Bible. The Bible says in Matthew 19:26, everything is possible to he who believes. So if you believe it's possible, you can absolutely do it. So this is a 1 year plan for ego manager. Especially if you are here, you have some assistants, brand new assistant supervisor who are excited, looking forward to achieve ego manager. Maybe you have supervisors, maybe you have assistant managers, maybe you have people who have not yet joined the business yet, but they also would like to qualify for ego manager. Last month when we were launching ego manager, we had an amazing leader who is my amazing friend from Namibia who spoke very well. Last year when ego manager was starting, she was a supervisor. Last year, time like this, she was a supervisor, but she went on to qualify for an ego manager. She made it for an ego manager, and she will also join us in Phuket. So this shows that it is possible. A number of people have done it. We have seen Mariana from Namibia as well. When ego manager was starting, she was not yet a manager, but she made it ego manager. So you can put this as a plan. Maybe you are here, you are also a manager. Yes, you are a manager already. But last year you did 15 CCs. For example, you are not yet, you are a manager, but last year you did not do well. Maybe you ended up with 15 CCs. You still can qualify for ego manager. So it's very good to put your non-negotiable goals. And as I said, now we need to develop 3 supervisors. And you can even plan to qualify to finish these supervisors the first quarter of the year. We can put ourselves as myself. That's my non-negotiable. I say the very first quarter of the year, tell me, with all these activities, you want to say that I will take 12 years to develop our supervisors, because the first quarter of the year is absolutely possible if you are here and you are manager to develop all those supervisors. I said he who fails to plan is definitely planning to fail. So we need to panic early. It's still the first quarter of the year. Most of us, we panic when it is already very late. Maybe December is when you are looking for your manager. You are calling your manager, you have panic, please, let's meet and strategize. I need to go for this ego manager. Why not panic now? I want you, as we finish this training, maybe you can go back to your FLP 360 and check what you did last month. And you can correct that error. Maybe you did not do within the average. You can correct that error and do it this month better than what you did last month. So the really reward is in the kind of business you build along when you're building an ego manager. I said earlier that is the impact, is the difference that you're going to make in other people's lives. Because Zig Ziglar kept it very correct. You can achieve everything you want in life only if you help enough people get what they want. So I want to ask you, are you creating impact first before you think of money? How many people are you going to touch so that you can qualify for ego manager and beyond? So it's an opportunity to travel the world, as I said earlier. Myself, I went to all this. I remember it was Sardinia, the very first time when I qualified for ego manager. We went to Cancun, Mexico, Costa Navarino, Greece, and all that. But also gives you an opportunity. As I said, it's not only about ego manager. It's what you achieve along the way. And why am I saying that? Because I've done it. I did it. And that's why maybe our leader gave me a chance to speak to you today. I've seen it. I've achieved it forever to drive. I've seen people qualifying for ego manager, achieving forever to drive. I've seen people in my team. So it can be global rally. It can be chairman's bonus. It can be stable income. But whatever it is, all these things, ego manager, forever to drive, global rally, chairman's bonus, and income, they are all important in our lives. So it's very important also as we build ego manager business, but we are also thinking of how to qualify for other incentives. There's a book that I'm reading now that was highly recommended by our leader, again, Dr. Elizabeth. I remember she spoke about this book last year. And I had to get this book this year. I bought it like a week ago, a 12-week year. And it will show you how you can achieve so many goals within the first 3 months of an incentive. Let's say an ego manager, because here we are speaking about ego manager. Why think of achieving things for 12 years while you can do for the first 3 months? So it's such an amazing book. I also have a soft copy I'll share with you for those who will like to read this book. It's such an amazing book, and it will help you not only in building your ego manager, but also when you are breaking down your goals. It can be your finances goals. You have goals for this year that you want to achieve. You know, there are so many things that we are not taught at school. We are not taught at school about money. We are not taught at school about marriages. We are not taught at school about parenting. And yet those are most challenging areas into our lives. So it will teach you also in other how you can embrace the power of now, the power of the sense of urgency within the very first months of whatever goal that you're going to create for yourself and your family. So as I'm about to wind up my presentation, let me once again go to the chat and see, guys, if you are together. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you need to have non-negotiable goals, and I spoke about it earlier. It's very, very important to have non-negotiable goals. Like if you're saying that for me, do or die, every month I'm going to sit on 50 cc's. Every month I'll sit on 60 cc's. Do or die. You need to do it. I told you earlier that you don't need to sit there and have those hobby mentality of saying, let's see, because the year is still verging. No. You need to have those non-negotiable goals that I am acting as if the ego manager is going to under the mid of the year. So by the time it is 6 months, I'm already halfway of the ego manager. So it's those non-negotiable goals, but you also break it down monthly. You know exactly that the very first quarter of the year, because most of us, as I said, we wait for last minute. Why not sit the first quarter of the year, sit down and see that at least I'm operating on exactly what I'm supposed to have every month. So you need to break it down every month. You need to decide to do this as a professional. You need to decide to do it as a pro. You don't need to go out there and, complain and end up at the end of the day saying that I'm doing it for someone else. You are doing it for yourself. You are doing it for your family as well. You need to go back to the basics. You do what we all know what we are supposed to do. Go back to your first step to manager. There's everything that you are supposed, everything that we are supposed to do is in the first step to manager. Is a tool to run. It has everything we need to do and coach the 5cc. As I said, is the power of extra. Sponsor at least 2 to 3 people, assistant supervisors, 2 to 3 assistant supervisor a month. I follow most of the people in South Africa, and I see how people break limitations. People can sponsor the first week. We have seen Kuji sponsoring 50 people the first week of the month. So if she can do it, we can do at least 3 people a month. So especially now when it is, the ego incentive is still new, it's very important for us to sponsor as much as possible. Let's do the sponsoring now, because when you do enough sponsoring, you have a lot of people to work with, and hence the momentum will definitely come. Develop new supervisors. I remember I spoke earlier about the habits. And one of the habits is to have this mindset of creating supervisors all the time. I'm now working with someone, my supervisor of last year, last Ego, is definitely going for manager. And I know she can qualify for Ego Manager 2026. So when you have this habit of developing supervisors, and forever even simplified for us, the supervisor, which Dr. Elizabeth spoke about, when someone is becoming a supervisor with at least is having a structure of 2 assistant supervisor. Because if you have a structure, definitely this person is looking for creating a base for manager. She'll not only stop as a supervisor, she'll go for manager, she'll go for assistant manager, she'll go for manager. So this is a habit, the habit that we need to embrace. Always looking for new supervisor. Create an organized system. I know maybe some of us are very disorganized. From the moment we wake up, you don't know what to do. You know, some people will even call you. They are not even in your program because you are disorganized. You'll just accommodate them in your program. You wake up in the morning and you know what, you don't have a plan. You don't know what to do. So it's very important before you sleep, you go back to your diary and write 6 things you are going to do the next day. So that when your family members call you, can we go out for a drink, and it's not in your plan, you exactly have this boldness to tell them, I already have plans for the day. We'll do it next time, please, because you are working on your purpose. You are working on your mission. So you need to create that organized system, because most of us for real aren't organized. Be persistent even if you don't hit your goal. I spoke earlier, the habit of leader is to lead, to build, and to rise. And why do you need to rise? Because sometimes you will put some goals that you won't be able to achieve. Sometimes some personal family issues will come along the way. We will have some, things that we don't expect, maybe some family challenges that they will need you to slow down, but you need to have this capacity of saying that I will rise back wiser and stronger than I was before. You need to strive to break your own records and stop comparing yourself with others. This is key, because they say comparison is the thief of joy. And it's very, very important to focus with your own journey, because we all have different journeys. My journey, I told you that I qualified with 15 Ego managers when we went to Costa Navarino, Greece. And then I missed an Ego manager incentive for a couple of years. So my journey is quite different from your journey. His journey is quite different from her journey. So we all need to embrace our own journey and know that your journey is one of the very best. Your journey is absolutely unique. So as I finish, I want to tell you 3 things that I believe they are very, very important as you are working towards your Ego manager. Not only Ego manager, but also all other forever incentive. And number 1 is we all need to have desire. We need to have desire. And these are the key strategies for you to be successful in your forever business. I did it. I'm not speaking something that I've not done. I've done it. I said I've been doing it year in, year out. So you need to have desire. And desire, let me tell you, family and friends, desire comes from the heart. The desire to change other people's lives. The desire to impact other lives. Remember, I said it's impact first and then the money will follow. And most people, they go for money first and then impact. It's the desire to design the quality lifestyle for yourself, the desire to design the life for your family, for your children, for your parents, a desire to impact life, as I said. So we all need to have desire. We need to put that in mind. And the second important quality is to have great ethics, amazing work ethic. I'm glad that my leaders, my top leaders, have an amazing work ethics. So the people who are leading us, all of us here, Enos and Dr. Elizabeth, they absolutely have amazing work ethics. So I've never seen somebody who is achieving ego manager without amazing work ethics. I've never seen a top leader, the top earner, going to the top without amazing work ethics. So we really need to embrace that work ethics. And the last and the most important, we need to have amazing attitude, positive attitude. Instead of saying, let me see if it works, instead of saying, I don't know, how will I do it? I don't know how to do it. You need to have this attitude of saying, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it. When you have all this together, when you have the desire, when you have amazing attitude, when you have amazing work ethics, I believe is quite an ingredient for success. Is quite an amazing recipe for success. And the last and the most important, you put in mind that I can, I will, I must. Failure is never an option. I will never be denied, and I'll do whatever it takes to be successful. That's what you need to put in your mind. You know, sometimes you just need to forgive yourself. Maybe you have not done what you are supposed to do. And you know, sometimes we fail to achieve because we are not doing what we are supposed to do. We know exactly the qualities, the things that we need to do for us to be successful. We exactly know the activities that we need to do, but we don't do. So maybe it happened to you before. You need to forgive yourself. But you also need to forgive others. Maybe there are people who left your business. There are people that you coached and mentored before. You used your energy and time, and maybe they are no longer in the business, or maybe they joined other people. You need to forgive others. I remember one day I was speaking to one of the top leaders in Zambia, Mildred, and she told me something that I will never forget. You know, she said, if you don't forgive others, it's like you are drinking poison and you hope it will kill someone else. I will never forget. And every time when I have, you know, sometimes a mindset like this, I remember what Mildred told me. If you don't forgive others, it's like you're drinking poison and you hope it will kill somebody else. So you forgive yourself, you forgive other people, and you know that you are embracing a new journey. You know, the key is you know that in your mind that you are going to restart. It's all start with a decision and being prepared to do what it takes. You need to have this motto. It's a mantra, like saying that I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be successful. As I handle the microphone back to my top leader, Enos, I want to remind you what I spoke earlier, which for me is the key. Number one, as a leader, you need to lead. You need to be able to influence. You need to be able to design a future for yourself and your family. You need to be able to be an agent of change. You need to be able to influence other people to make wise decisions to achieve their goals as well. That's influencing. But number two, you are building. You are building your forever business. You are building your family. You are building your goals. You are building your dreams. You are creating something amazing for the future generations. And the last and the most important is you are rising. Your setback is not a final destination. Your setback is your capacity to be able to come stronger, wiser, and make more meaningful and touching many lives. Having said that, I want to thank you so much for listening. I want to thank you so much for joining. I want you to thank you so much for being attentive. And I'm looking forward to see all of you in Sun City, inshallah, by God's grace. Thank you so much, and back to you, my top leader, Enos.
Thank you so much, Blandina. Truly appreciate that. Was one amazing training. Thank you very much. And I'm sure, almost 200 people are tuned in, almost 200 of us. And one thing that I know is we are about to have almost 200 managers because you know what? Blandina said something really amazing. She said that she has got a breaking news. And the breaking news, I was actually also eagerly waiting, like, okay, what is this breaking news? Is she gonna put ego managers in our teams? And the breaking news was each and every one of us here is gonna be an ego manager. And that is a prophecy. It's much more than even a breaking news. So once again, thank you so much, Blandina. And I really love the fact that you are so vulnerable. You opened up your highs, you opened up your lows. And for anybody that has watched, that has listened to this training, I'm sure right now you only have one feeling inside of your heart is I'm gonna go for ego manager. And before we say bye-bye here, I want you to take a moment and think about what will be the first, second, or three things maximum that you are taking from this training and you are going to implement them. What are those gonna be? Three top things that you're going to implement. Think about them. You don't need to write them down there. Think about them. What are the three top things that you're taking from Blandina's training? And that will mean even when this training is over, you will remain with the impact of the training. But if you're not taking anything from the training, then the moment we end the meeting, that's it. The training is over for you. The impact of this meeting is over for you. So, what are the three things? Three key things. If you can get three, pick one. Pick one. What are the three things that you're taking? What are the three things that you want to take with you even when we end the meeting? And I hope and pray each and every one of us here has taken something. And before we close, I want to invite you all. I know you're already giving massive thanks to Blandina, but I want to invite you all to give massive thanks to Blandina once again for really speaking to both our minds and our hearts and also our gut. You know why? Because when our hearts are touched, we can sustain all the challenges. When our minds are educated, we can be strategic, we can come up with ideas. When our guts are really ready, then we're going to take the action. So thank you so much, Blandina. You have really gotten us to a point where we know we can go for ego manager. So thank you once again, and I wish you all nothing more than to be an ego manager. Thank you so much and remain blessed. Thank you so much.